I've got so much to thank God for. So many wonderful blessings and so many open doors. A brand new mercy along with each new day. That's why I praise Him. Greetings and welcome. Those were words from one of my absolute favorite songs by Kurt Carr, For Every Mountain. It's great to be with you here today. Our 5th day of the first week. I cannot believe that this week has gone by already. Had a wonderful time with all the guests who were here for this week, and I thank all of them for coming again. All of this week, the focus was on mothers, so we've had different discussions about different aspects of motherhood. Today, the program will begin with a slightly different slant, and we have in studio, guesting with me, one of TV4's family. She's one of the hosts for Morning Prime, and I have been looking at them. They've been doing a fantastic job. So I welcome at this time the lovely Carlette Holder.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be with you on AP today. I love the set, I love the energy, and I am humbled to be able to just sit and chat with another extension of the AP family.
Thank you so much. I told one of my guests today, welcome to my other home. Yes, it's been a blast.
It has been.
And I give God all the glory.
All the glory.
All the glory.
You know.
As I normally say when I open up, thanks to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Don't want to, break from that tradition.
Yes.
You have been having a blast, I know, as well on Morning Prime. I've been watching you all as much as I can every morning, and I wanted to have you on because it will be a nice lead into my theme. For the first 2 weeks, I've had themes, and I'll have a theme all of next week. Next week, the theme is from setbacks to comebacks. And I know that, all of us, we've said it over and over, that we all have a story, at least one, that nobody gets to see. They see the glory, but they don't know the story of how we would have gotten this far and be able to meet and greet every morning, face the cameras, as it were. You have a story. And that's what I wanted you to share with as well, and about your mother. Yes, is that okay?
That's more than okay.
But before we do that, tell us a little bit about Carlette before she came back to television.
First, I'd like to just say thank you for having me again, and a big, warm love expression sending through the waves to my Morning Prime family. I really love them, and I thank them for this opportunity. But before it came to this moment of thanks, Carlette, born outside of the shores of Trinidad, but I say I'm Trinidadian to the marrow.
Your mother was from here? Your parents?
Both
your parents, yes.
But I was raised in Trinidad. All my mannerisms, my teachers gave me the foundation to life.
So Trini grew.
Trini to the marrow. I passed the bone.
Yes, Miss Carla.
Yes. I, was blessed to attend Bishop's Junior and Senior. And from there, I moved on and worked at Associated Press for 13 years and came back to Trinidad, and I worked at another media house for 5 years, entertainment.
Yes.
And from there, I got diagnosed with lupus. So I kind of shortened it because I didn't know where you really wanted me to harness in on the fact. But in relations to my mom was my first introduction to self, my first introduction to God, my first introduction on the do's and don'ts universally.
Yes.
And so was my father. I did have a beautiful balance of love. They were married for most of my life. They did get divorced, and I was blessed again, and I know the gem of that blessing as I blossom more towards womanhood. I had a mother who never spoke ill of my father and made sure that I gave that respect to him and vice versa.
Do you have siblings?
I do on my father's side, but for my mom, I'm my only child.
You're the only child?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I remember asking you in the green room, if you are a mother. And it tugged at my heart when you responded, no, I am not. And then this morning, I found out from one of the members of staff here that you're a mother figure to some,
Yes.
right? So for those who have not actually carried and given birth, what would you have to say to those women?
First, I'd like to say, do not feel any less of a woman because you have not had that privilege or right to reproduce. It does play on the psyche for some of us, but God, in his brilliance of love and wisdom for us,
Yes.
has a divine plan. And he knew that I had much work to do, and he had much disciplining to do with me. So I guess looking back in a peculiar way, it would not have worked with him having to discipline me and as well as my children. So he said, let me focus on this
child of
God. And in my journeys, I would like to think I've done public speaking, I've mentored, I've done some coaching in the past.
So you've done some mothering.
I have done some
Yes.
mothering, and mothering comes in
different
peculiar
ways.
packages.
Different ways,
And
yes.
sometimes in ways we don't understand.
Yes.
And often I find God presents us with the challenge of assisting those who you personally may not wish to assist. He puts that challenge in your heart to teach you about yourself, the multi-dimensions that linger within, and to take off the coal, so to speak, to create the diamond. So he will apply the fire, he will apply the pressure. But what I like about my purpose as it evolves every day with a new angle of light from the Creator is understanding the giving back, the service aspect.
Wonderful.
To be servient to your brother and your sister. And I try to live that more and more each day.
Okay.
And that's what my mom really planted those seeds for God to nourish.
Okay. Let me just swing back to the challenging part, the physical challenge that you would have had. I'm sure you have had other challenges. But how did you deal with that when you found out that you were diagnosed with lupus?
I cried. I broke down. I didn't know what lupus was. I thought that was the ending. I started to research, and it played on even my career because there were times that others in senior positions did not understand what that was about either. And 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're really in tremendous pain.
Yes.
And it's a tailor-made disease. And of course, I believe in the power of the tongue, so I don't claim it. But for those that are watching and are striving to deal with it, I would speak for that level of understanding. And for maybe employers that have people that are
Someone who have that
suffering,
challenge,
an
yes.
employee that is suffering or going through the challenges of lupus, and this is the month of
Yes,
lupus,
yes.
World Lupus Month, I'd urge you to do a little research individually, because it is that kind of disability that will, 1 minute you're up and perky, and next minute you're down and in pain and depressed, and some people think it's an act.
And so it would be difficult for mothers who have been diagnosed with this disease as well.
Definitely. Mothers that have the disease, first of all, you're blessed to be a mother with the ailment, because after so many people that get diagnosed with lupus are told and discouraged to have children.
Yes, because that's what you told me when I asked you if you're a mother. You said to me, I can't. And that is what tugged at my heart. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because some of us take motherhood for granted.
We do.
The fact that we were able to,
I see that being taken for granted all the time. But it teaches me to be appreciative of the moments that we do have. And it tugged at your heart because I was able to conceive. However, I was not able to give birth. And
Wow.
it's because of the lupus.
Yes.
A lot of knowledge has been shed on the limitations on me having children, and I will still adopt. That's in my heart.
Yes.
I would like to adopt at some point, so don't be discouraged yet.
That's what you
when
would
the
tell
time
them.
is right,
Yeah.
I will have family, and I have a beautiful extended family on Morning Prime with you, TV4. So my journey is still continuing.
Wonderful. We're getting ready to go to break, and I want to remind viewers that we will be opening up the lines later on, the phone lines. We've had a wonderful week with all the phone calls and everything.
I heard and I saw.
Ooh, yes, yeah. I am so blessed to know that people are, people are watching us.
Yes.
Yes, so we will be right back. Remember that the phone lines will be open up later on. And just to remind viewers to tell your friends if they missed AP Today at 3 o'clock that we have repeats every morning at 6 a.m. And we will be right back.
I think about it every night and day. Spread my
Candy House Selected Delight started as a small business doing bottles of pepper, selling in the central market because we used to sell our peppers that we grew in our garden, and we realized that we had a surplus. So instead of wasting or selling for next to nothing, I decided to make pepper sauce and sell. I started to sell to my family and friends, and then started expanding to the general public because of the demand, because of the taste and the quality. The IBIS program has been very instrumental in my progress. They afforded me the opportunity to get the necessary training, the seed capital, along with a mentor and a very helpful incubator manager, who together with my ideas were able to help me to get to the next level.
Spread my wings and fly away.
And we're back. I want to thank Carlette for being with us this afternoon. And the time is just going by so swiftly. But that was, I enjoyed having her on. And I have another guest with me, a dear friend of mine. We've known each other for some years. And her name is Madian Mahon. Madian is a business owner, and she's also a mother. And I wanted to have Madian on because for so many reasons. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, how are you doing?
Let me first start by saying congratulations on this program. I know it's a dream of yours, and it's always such a joy to see dreams come true.
Praise God, yes.
Bless you.
Yeah, I've been walking on air all week.
Good.
Yes.
You're the only reason I'm here too. I couldn't tell you no.
Oh, thank you so much. All is well.
It's a pleasure.
All is well. I know that you have a very busy schedule. You have the business in Tobago, and you are also an underwriter.
Life insurance
agent. With
18 years.
Yes,
18 years.
18 years. So I'm going to have you come on to talk about finances at another time.
I'm ready.
Yes, I know. And you've been able to balance, I don't want to use the word juggle, you've been able to balance motherhood with a career. Tell us about that.
Well, we come wired with an instinct for nurturing and caring. Women just naturally have it. But it becomes a bit of a challenge when you have tight schedules and you want to do the best you can for a child, and you have to do it alone. So you find yourself stretched thin a lot of the times. You find yourself juggling. Juggling is a good word.
Okay.
Juggling bills, juggling responsibilities, wondering if you're doing it well enough, monitoring to see how the child is doing, making sure the child doesn't appear to be deprived of anything, because as a mother you can't father. So you know that there's something that you can't do,
Yes.
but you want to do the best you can. So it is a challenge, but it's also such a joy.
Yes,
Such a
I know
joy.
she is the joy of your life, and
Oh,
I
girl.
so wanted her to be on set here today
Let's
with
not
you.
even go there.
Yes, but okay, I'm sorry. Yes,
We'll get her on.
we'll get her
sometime.
on someday. Yes,
But it has always been a joy.
I had this dream to have 3 generations on the set this week, but in God's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the things that I wanted you to share with our viewers is the name of your business in Tobago. When you told me the name, I was tickled, well, red or whatever color, but I was like, yes, what a delightful name.
I think it is a delightful name.
Yes.
And it just came to me because it described a time in my life that had to do with one particular pair of trousers. So the name Chocolate Trousers.
Chocolate Trousers is the name of her boutique in Tobago.
Yes, it represents a phase
Yes.
that I have hope never to return to.
Oh.
But it's really designed for women who want to look not like they try too hard to look good, but just look good.
Okay.
Yeah, you buy clothes not because of what you want to wear, but because of how you want to look.
Repeat that, please.
I try to cater for women who don't want to just dress because they have to wear nice things or what's current, but you want to be remembered simply for looking good. Somebody mightn't be able to tell you exactly what you were wearing, but they just know you look so good. And those are the kinds of clothes I
yes,
like to
I
provide
peeped
my
at the window.
very spoiled customers.
The store was closed and I liked what I saw.
Thank you.
But then you're a lady of class, so
Thank you.
I shouldn't expect anything less.
It's an evolving business because
It's an
there's a lot
evolving
about
business.
it that I'm not satisfied with. It's
Yes.
not where I want it to be.
But everything
it's
is a work in progress.
It is, and I'm
Yes.
excited about where it's going to end up.
Chocolate
So,
trousers.
yeah, it's up and coming. up and
Chocolate
coming.
yes,
Up and coming.
I
up
can
and
literally see the trousers moving, right? Yes, so tell us a little bit more about your job, and then we talk about your mother because the time is going by.
Yeah, but apart from that, I've been in sales for
Yes.
18 years, as I told you. I made the decision actually because of my daughter, because you know as a salaried person you can only do so much, and I was sold the idea. In fact, I bought it for myself of wanting to write my own paycheck and being able to afford my child certain experiences that a salary probably might not have afforded.
And
her.
the flexibility as well.
And the flexibility. I thought it would have been easier, but it wasn't. Because, a lot of times she didn't have a Christmas tree poor thing because you work in Christmas Eve day, because you have targets, you have deadlines.
Yes.
So she's used to that, though. So it was a challenge to manage the scheduling of work, the demands of clients, because people can be very demanding, especially where their money is concerned. So they you can't say no when a client calls. So you find yourself always having to be all things to them, and sometimes what's left is what the family gets. But fortunately for me, I had a mother like the one I had. So she stood in
Yes.
many times. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to make it,
I know that.
I'm telling you straight. I would not have. She stood in, so I knew McKinney was safe. I knew she was home, she was tucked in, she was fed, because Elma could well cook.
So you get
I
an
had backup.
opportunity right now to pay tribute to
Elma
her.
blood, let me tell you, if I didn't tell you today, I love you to pieces. You are the best mother that ever walked, and I don't know how to say thank you.
Oh my good Lord.
She's special.
Your favorite memory about your mother and you?
Girl, I can't tell you there's a favorite memory. All I could tell you is, if ever when you're in the trenches and you look to your left, Elma there,
Wow.
always.
I have the pleasure of
24/7.
knowing her. Very beautiful woman.
24/7.
Yes.
And she doesn't speak a lot, but the few things she says, no dog back.
But she has this presence about
She
her.
does. She does.
Yes.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. And she's the things that she would have endured only as an adult. Now I could understand what it would have taken for her to
see?
endure. Because my dad died when she was pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I'm told that she stood at the grave and she was stoic as ever. She's an elegant lady.
Wow.
And buried him and shifted her focus to having me.
Oh my good
Because
Lord.
it was the matter at hand. You had to have this baby, and the baby could not be distressed. So Elma just she bore it all well.
This is one.
And I don't think she
part that I
cried a
didn't know
drop up to
about.
today.
Oh.
She's just strong. Amazing. She's just amazing.
This is the same trend that I've been hearing all week.
Amazing.
Mothers are strong.
That generation too,
Yes.
There was something about that generation.
Exactly.
I like to think I'm an exceptional mother, but I can't walk in Alma's shoes.
When we look
there
back
was
at what they would have,
did and did it with a kind of aplomb and grace.
A grace.
They didn't complain. I still complain about this too hard and this challenging and oh God, I'm tired. But she didn't do any of that. She just level-headed and measured and did everything. And she used to sit me down at the end of the month and say, this is my salary. We are going to the grocery. I have $20. It was JP Supermarket in St. James. I never forget. Everybody now knows how old I am. Okay, I'm old.
No, well, how old we are, yes.
So, and she would say, this is the budget, and she would write what she has to pay. And I knew from age 7, you don't ask for too many snacks. You would get one thing and one thing only. So we would make our trip.
Tell that to the young ones these days.
Yeah, and I was so happy and so satisfied because we got everything we needed. Because, I mean, she would prepare the best meal. She'd make nice coconut drops. I didn't know I was poor. I was so happy. I was so satisfied with the quality of life that she gave me.
Yes.
Plus, I had everything I needed.
Yes.
You know, I didn't really need brands and anything like that. In fact, I dared not ask.
Well, we didn't really come up in the brand era, per se. We were fed and we were clean and we were happy with that. We had friends, yes. So it wasn't so much about brands back then.
You could say that, girl. I used to get clothes from New York.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I am sorry.
Clothes
you
from
have
New
me
York
going
used to
straight
come
to
in a
dialect. I'm
barrel,
sorry. But you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know
that
what you
word
mean,
brand
though.
wasn't used then.
It
But you
wasn't
were
important.
always well dressed, well groomed. Yes.
Correct.
Good.
But Elma is a Trojan.
Do you call her Elma or Mommy?
I call her moms. I call her Gail.
Because I've witnessed some of the camaraderie and the ease with which you all communicate.
We talk about everything.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Everything.
Not everybody can boast about being able to talk about everything to their mother.
Difficult things, easy things, challenging things.
And joke and laugh.
And she understands.
Yeah,
she knows
me
well.
I know that she has a wonderful relationship with your daughter as well.
Oh gosh, well, I almost don't count anymore.
Oh.
Since McKinney's been on the scene, it's like I am persona non grata now because she's just skipped over to, and McKinney is almost spoilt. We don't do spoiling in our family because you can't be a dysfunction to the world.
I know.
But she pretty much has Elma wrapped around their finger, which is understandable because I was the same way with my grandmother, my same deceased father's mother, because she bore me. I was born in her hands. So she and I were like this. So I understand it. I understand the dynamic of grandmothering. So
yes.
I don't get involved in the business.
I like that.
I don't.
That's some advice right there for some.
You don't get in that mix at all. Sometimes I want to reprimand her. In fact, when I was a hovercraft kind of mother, I was the niecey. I beat in you before you say boo.
Ooh.
That's me.
Ooh.
I was rough. But my mother would beg and intervene and say, don't beat her. Talk to her now. And I would say, you are right, if it was me how much years ago, you were cutting my tail from day one. But yeah, she was the intermediary a lot of the time. So
when you get to be a grandmother, you'll understand.
I understand so. So McKinney, take your time. I'm not ready to be a grandmother yet, but I will understand when that time comes. Yeah.
Well, we use the word advice cautiously, but anything you would like to tell mothers out there?
I am concerned about what is passing for mothering. And especially single mothers. We already run the risk of operating in a lot of fear, a lot of doubt about whether we can do as good a job as we can. We can. So we really have to practice relaxing a lot more, trusting ourselves a lot more, living in the moment a lot more, not being so worried about the money, but more concerned about the relationship and making sure the child's heart and soul is well.
Yes.
And being able to spend a lot more time talking and playing. Because as a single mother, play is the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, because it's the time.
You're too busy. You're too rushed.
Rushing.
It's important to stop and breathe.
I was just about to say, breathe.
Breathe and know that it will be well.
Everything will be all right.
It's difficult when you're in it, but as somebody who's been in it and can look back and say to you who are in it now,
yes,
breathe. It will be okay.
Okay, so as I said before, I'm going to have you back on to talk about finances.
Yes, Ep.
Yes, we're getting ready to wrap up. Thank you so much for guesting with me today.
It's been my pleasure.
And happy and blessed Mother's Day to you.
Thank you very
and
much.
to your mother and all the mothers who are viewing today as well. God bless you.
And you.
Yes, thank you. And we'll be right back after the break. Stay with
I
us.
think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
It's time to go local for real. TV4 presents For Real, a block of local film entertainment every Friday night from both fresh and seasoned homegrown filmmakers. This week's film, Jobel and America. For Real, this Friday at 10 p.m. exclusively on TV4, Our TV. Brought to you by our gold sponsor, the Ministry of Arts and Multiculturalism, Division of Culture, assisting nationals in success in the cultural sector.
Fridays, join us for Test Talk as we look at opportunities for students and adults after they have pursued secondary education. Join moderator Tony Dial and the panel of professionals as they discuss the many opportunities for tertiary education and skills training available to you. Don't miss Test Talk, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4, Our TV. Tuesdays, join us for Lowy Talk, a riveting entertainment talk program on TV4. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Tweet the panel at Our TV4, #Lowy Talk, or call in and share your views. Come, Lowy Talk on Lowy Talk, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4.
Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
And welcome back. Before I talk with my next guest, another very special lady, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to the wonderful management and staff at Furniture House in Barrett for this lovely set that everybody likes so much, including yours truly. Thank you all, folks, at Furniture House in Barrett on the Eastern Main Road. Now, with me, I have to... This wonderful lady with me is Apostle Diane Jeremy Wilson, a lady who wears many hats. And if I had to name this particular segment, I would call it Mother to Many, because that's who you are.
That's right.
That's who you are. Apostle, pastor, wife, mother, and business owner. And the reason that you're here today is because I've been around you for some sometimes I've visited your church. We had some time together when you've had functions, you've prayed me through some things, and I said, you know what? Who else to close off this week? And our beloved Allison was all for it, and she did the hookup. Thank you, Allison Orbain. So welcome.
And thank you so much, AP. It's an honor to be part of your dream and part of your journey.
Yes.
And that's what mothering is about.
Yeah.
Mothering has no end. It has a beginning, but it doesn't have an end. So I bless God for you, and I celebrate this success for you.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
Thank you. So, as a mother to many, wearing these different hats, tell me about your mother just a little bit.
Oh, AP, it will take the rest of the year.
Yeah, but just
I've
give
had
us
one
a
of the
little bit.
greatest mother. She was a single parent.
Wow.
And she sent the 6 of us to university on a domestic worker salary. And everything that we earn, we talk. Even when I preach, I hear my mother coming out, and I would say to myself, Lord, I'm getting old and I'm just like my mother. But, she instilled some values, and she allowed us to know that the sky was not even the limit for us. She said, your Father God made the sky, so you are limitless.
Wow.
And that has been our goal. So all my siblings, every one of us, even the ones who is a hairdresser, we always aim to pass the sky. We were some moon people, even before they landed on the moon, because of our mother's indoctrination.
Yes.
So it is so vital to have a mother who knows who she is,
Yes.
so that she can pass it on to her children.
Yes. I know that you also have a radio program, so, you know, you...
Yes, I'm on every Saturday night.
Every Saturday
yes.
night. But I know that, you know, it all sounds so glamorous. People hear that you do all these things, you wear these hats, and I know that it's not easy. It's not as easy as it sounds.
No, it's not at all.
You
but
know,
it takes a lot of discipline.
Yes.
Because your life has to be organized so that every slot is well taken care of. So even when I'm an apostle and I'm traveling the nations, my children are well taken care of. My husband's clothes is already done.
Whoa.
I plan
Yes.
so that no part, because we don't glorify God if one
With
side of our life
slothfulness.
is lacking while we big up the other part. So balance is important.
But for those of us who are working on the balance, tell us, how do we do it?
Again, I said discipline. You see, you have to know what you want, right? Once you know what you want, you're willing to work towards it, which is your goals. And my goal in life has always been to be the best that I can be at
Lady of
whatever
excellence.
I put my hands to.
Yes.
I will not say yes to you and come on your program if I cannot give it the best. All right? My mother taught me that. She said it didn't matter whether you live in a 4x4, a one room or whatever, it must always be the best. So whatever I do as a mother now, I give of my best. So I'm very disciplined. If I say it's going to be 6 o'clock, it's going to be 6 o'clock, not
Yes.
5 past 6.
Yes.
And if you come at 5 past 6, you may just not find me.
Wow.
Because that 5 minutes is going to impinge on the next assignment that I have. And I also want to give that my best.
Yes. But for those mothers of whatever age,
Yes.
who have the dreams, who want to reach beyond the stars, I want people to know, and I want you to emphasize that it's not easy, because so
It's
many
not
people expect that
easy.
it's a...
No, the glamour. As you
Yes.
said it earlier, they see the glory.
Yeah.
But the story, what goes on behind the scene.
Yes.
To get the production looking perfect. But it takes a lot of sacrifices. And it's like starting right where you are.
I know some people have given up along the way.
Yes, but if they start right where they are and do the best they can, right where they are may not where they be
They
what
want
they
to
want to be,
be.
but start there.
Yes.
And if you give there your best,
Yes.
you will get where you're supposed to be. It's small
One step
bites.
at a time.
How do we eat an elephant?
One bite at a time. She's also a motivational speaker.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
And so if they would just start, even if it's a single mother, a young mother, because we have a lot of young mothers,
No.
having the school, when I see the mothers who come to register the children,
Yes.
I say, child, you need mothering also.
Yes.
Right? So, but if you could just get them to understand, start right where you are. Don't try to be somebody else. Start right where you are.
With
and do
what
the
God has
best
blessed you with.
Right where you are.
Yes.
And it will come together.
How many schools?
2.
2 schools. Is it
2
preschool?
schools. We have a
Pre-
preschool
and a
and we have a
primary
primary school.
Wonderful.
We also have a nursery.
All
So it's
things
really
are
from the
indeed
womb.
possible.
All things. When you're willing to work hard and
Yes.
start again right where you are.
I know about starting again. Tell us, because you know a little bit of my story. You don't,
That's right.
you know, not everybody knows all of it, because it's not everything you can see.
That's right.
I have had to start over, you know, and
starting all over again, there is nothing wrong with that. But what I want to say, when you're starting over, you're never starting from the starting point, you know. Because you would have learned something.
You're coming with something.
You would have learned
Yes.
something. People think starting over means going right back.
To the beginning.
No.
Right.
You would have grown. You would have made mistakes and learned from them. You would have learned something not to do the next time.
Exactly.
So starting over should not be scary, because now you have a wealth of information that you did not have when you started the first time.
So should we look at failure, at what people call failure, as failure, or as a time?
The only time there is a failure is when you learn nothing from it. But every defeat has an element of success, because you grow from it.
Yes.
And in every adversity, there's a seed of opportunity. You blossom from it.
Speak to me. You know, I'm ready to just sit here and listen to you now.
Mothers,
That's why I want you to
They may be looking at
speak
their
to.
children and saying, where did I fail? Where did I go wrong? You did not fail. You did not go wrong. You would have failed if you had aborted that child.
I know.
But you brought that child. That's a success. You know, they look at the mishaps along the way and they fail to celebrate the successes that they've had from birthing that child and seeing that child grow up 1 year, 2 year old and things like that. I want to encourage these mothers. You did not fail. You may have come to a speed bump in the road, a traffic light may have stopped you and the child seemed to be right there, not going anywhere, but that's just a pause for the next act. And if they will remain in faith and continue to encourage that child, they would see that it was not even a stop, it was just a pause.
Speak to those mothers who might, at this point in time, be going through, the fridge is empty, the food cupboard is empty, not even $1 in the wallet. Speak to those mothers, please.
But I can tell you about that.
Been there.
Being the last one of 6, when my mother didn't have anybody to wash for, she would gather us all together and she would say a prayer. And sometimes the prayer was simply, Our Father, give us this day
our daily bread.
And not once can I remember God not sending that daily bread. So I would say to those mothers, look up. Don't look in the cupboard anymore. You know it's empty. But look up to the hills from whence come your help.
Yes.
And if you will believe him, he would send a raven, a neighbor, a godmother. Somebody will come.
Yes.
Because he promised to give us our daily bread.
Yes.
We didn't ask for that. He said to pray that.
Yeah.
And his word cannot return to him void. So, Mom, you have nothing. You don't know which way to turn. Look up. Look up.
Yes.
I promise you. He did it for my mother. He brought us through. I said she educated us up to university level on washing and ironing for people. He's the God of the impossible. But you need a mother who would not complain, but a mother who would look up.
Or give up. Cannot afford to give up.
Cannot afford to give up. The children are looking at you.
Yes.
And if you give up, they give up.
I remember sharing that, you know, I know what it is to be flat out on my back. And I'm not talking about physical challenges here. Just flat out on my back, don't know where to go, what to do. Have a son to, you know, because my daughters are older than my son. They're my son. So he came up as a single child for some time. And afterwards, I was able to use that experience to encourage my readers and when I do motivational speaking. And I say to them, if you're flat out on your back, you can still look up.
That's right.
And I remember one lady looking at me like, you crazy. You know what it is to experience hunger? And I said, yes. Tell.
And you see, many times parents think it's only happening to them.
That's right.
But you'll be amazed
when you're going through, you feel like it's
all alone, right?
Yeah.
But there is nothing that happens to us that is not common to man. But know that as you're going
nothing new under the sun.
There is nothing new under the sun. But that experience will bless somebody. Now people pay me as a motivational speaker and coach to share my life experiences.
There you go.
No, when I
but
was
when you were
going
through it,
it would look like there was no reason for it.
Lord,
but there is always a reason. So now I can encourage those who are going through. Mother, I tell you, if you will keep looking up, you will sing again. Your child will make you proud again, because there is no hopeless situation, only people who give up hope.
Yes.
And we are not going to be one of them. We are going to remain in hope, because once we have life, we have hope. And hope is where it's at.
Yes.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
What about the mother who's been left by the husband or the father? Yeah.
You know, even my father didn't recognize me at one time, right? Because I said my mom was a single parent.
Yes.
But again, I said, women, we have the capacity to really nurture and not endanger. My mother never allowed us to even think naughty about our father. All right?
She didn't speak badly of him?
Oh, never. And I could remember getting a slap at 18 years old, thinking I have my job, my education, I can say something bad about him, and she will not let me. One slap. She nurtured our love for him. And she said it wasn't whether he deserved it, yes or no. It was about us being whole, everywhere.
That's right.
Whole.
Instead of being
So
bitter.
you are better. And so if you are a single parent, you do yourself a favor by thanking God for the seed that you receive to produce the child.
So I tell mothers that as well. I tell women, if nothing else, bless the man and be thankful that he was the child came through him. This child that you love so much. So don't.
You know what my mother did? She gave me a mirror.
Don't
she
kill
said,
him.
You like how you look?
Yeah.
I said, I love how I look. She says, because of him.
Ay. I find I've been saying that all this
So
week.
even if you can't find anything else to thank him for, thank him.
Do you
for
look like him? Your father?
Yes.
Yes, see?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And I say, whenever I turn ahead, when I walk, I say, thank you, Daddy.
There is always something to be grateful for.
It doesn't matter how
to
deep
give
you have
thanks
to
for.
look. There is always, and if the mothers will nurture that in the children, we will not have this endangered specimen of children hating on their fathers and embittering their own lives.
It will be a better place for sure to live
It will be a
in.
better place, and love covers a multitude of sin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's hard.
What
but
about
it's worth
forgiveness?
it. Well, forgiveness is it's
As
like our
mothers,
breath.
we have to do that.
Once you breathe, you have to
Yeah, I
forgive
know.
if you want to prosper.
Yes.
When you don't forgive, it's like you are drinking poison, Mandela said, and expect the other person to die. Now, we may be stupid, but we're not that stupid.
Oh, wow. With the, you know, I could sit here and talk with you all day, but we have to open up the phone lines in a little bit. And I have some giveaways. Yes,
right.
yes, but stay with me.
Yes.
Stay with me. We're not through yet, just yet. But
all right.
I'm having a wonderful time with you visiting here with me.
Thank you so much.
I say visiting because I've started to think of here as my second home, you know.
And that's why you're going to give it your best.
Yes.
Because you're at home.
Yes.
You're at home.
It's
and
been
this is what you were born to do.
Yes, it's been so great having ladies this week. I had one young man, and next week will be, we'll have more men on the program next week.
But we need to encourage our mothers.
Oh, yes.
Especially as they're getting younger and younger.
Yes, we have 15 and 14-year-old mothers.
14-year-old mothers.
Is that scary?
It is, but it's not dangerous if we have the older mothers teaching the younger mothers.
There you go.
And that is something that is missing, you know.
Right.
So wherever I find them, I encourage them, take them under my wings.
Yes.
So I have mothers who call me mommy, 14-year-old,
Yes.
and I have those who call me mommy who are 70
70 years. Mother to many,
mother
indeed.
to many.
Yes.
And just to make sure that their lives are enriched after having met me. That's my purpose.
Then my living shall not be in
Did
vain.
I tell you I wrote my own eulogy?
Hey, so we'll talk about that then when we come back. Remember, we are opening up the phone lines right after this break. Come on back now.
I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
To date, we have an excess of, in fact, the actual figure we have to determine, but it is in excess of 730,000 vehicles. This year, we have seen a 25% drop in fatalities as against the previous year, which saw, I believe, a 43% drop from the previous year. So over a 5-year period, we are going to be seeing a substantial drop in road fatalities.
We at TV4 believe that sport is not getting the media platform it deserves. Hence the reason we came up with 4 Sports. I'm Wayne Cunningham.
And I'm Gregory McBurney. Are you tired of seeing 5 minutes of sports crammed into a newscast? That's why we here at TV4 dedicate an entire half hour to sport. In-depth analysis, highlights, and even discussion of a trending topic.
4 Sports, weeknights from 7:30 p.m. right here on TV4.
Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
And welcome back. I've been having a wonderful time visiting with Apostle Diane. And before we chat a little bit more, we will be opening up the phone lines. I'm just reminding you. But before I get back into conversation with her, there are some mothers that I would like to thank. As I said before yesterday, I have these wonderful women in my life that I call sister friends. Sister friends, if you're looking, know that I love and appreciate you. Jennifer Welch is one of them. Althea Mashon is one of them. Maureen Popperwell is one. She and I share, we share 2 grandchildren together. And Gabrielle, Ava, and Popwell, if you're there, Mama loves you. That's my first granddaughter. Phyllis Celestine, Peggy Cole, Lynette McDonald, Auntie Sybil Ramirez, Alana Superville, of course. Everybody knows her around here now. Alana takes care of me. And Carol Bradshaw. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. If I was not able to call your name today, blame it on my head and not my heart.
I like that.
Yes. So, Apostle,
Yes,
we've been having a wonderful visit.
Yes.
And just before we went to break, you said that you've written your eulogy.
Yes.
Now, some people might be like, that's a bit much for me to wrap my brain around. Explain exactly what you mean when you say that you've written your eulogy.
Well, AP, I want to leave what I have lived. So I put what I want people to say about me when I die on paper.
Okay, I need to interrupt you because we already have a caller.
Okay.
But hold that thought. Arima, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And how are you?
I am fine.
Good. And welcome.
Thank you.
Have you been enjoying the show?
I am.
Good. And your name is?
Janet Phillips.
Yes, Janice. How are you doing today?
I am fine, thank you today. AP to sir,
Yes.
I am happy to know that I can speak with you. God's blessings to you. I am a collector of your columns for years. I have a whole file of your columns. And I was more pleased when my son told me that he met you. He works at Caribbean Airlines.
Oh.
He was the one who assisted you once on one of your flights.
Yes, when I had the first stroke, he, oh my
Yes,
good Lord,
and he spoke very
made sure
highly
that I
of
was,
you, and I commend you, and I
from point A
congratulate
to point
you
B.
that you are feeling so much better that you can come back on the air.
Christopher.
I
Oh
wish
my-
you both and your presenter, oh my God, she is awesome. Thank you for all that advice. You're both motivational speakers.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and may God bless you both on Mother's Day.
God bless you too. Thanks for calling and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much.
And we have a caller from
Pardon?
San Juan. Welcome and good afternoon, San Juan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Welcome. Well,
How are
hello?
you today?
Good, good.
And thank you for viewing.
Yes, I just put on the TV and I just can't believe what I'm seeing on the television.
Tell me why.
Right, and I was now asking the person who answered the phone, it's the person who is there on the papers writing the stories and different stuff.
Yes.
Right.
It's me. Guilty as charged.
Right, because I think you got a stroke.
2.
Somebody told me you got a stroke.
I've suffered 2 strokes, and by God's grace, I'm here today.
Girl, let me tell you something. I always read the article on the papers, and I love the way you end it up. I always walk on water.
Yes.
Everything will be so beautiful about your writing.
Thank you so much.
Right, and
Thank
as I just put it on and just ask about where it is, I wanted to know if it's real. So actually, let me call the program and just say hello. I always wanted to even get a personal number to call you.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Before you go, what is your name?
My name is Laura.
Did you say Nora?
Yeah.
Nora,
Yeah.
guess what? I have something for you.
What?
See that lovely bouquet of items on this table here, the hamper? Guess what, Nora? This is yours.
Oh.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
Don't cry there, you know. This has been given to us by Langston Roach Industries, and they're in Samoa as well. Yes. So you will stay on the line, please, and you will give
Okay.
them your full name and your contact information, and they will tell you how you can come by to
Yeah.
collect your Mother's Day gift from us.
Oh,
God
thank
bless you and
you.
happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm so glad I'm talking to you. You know how much I feel happy talking to you all the years I'm reading your papers.
One day I'll meet you and give you a hug, okay?
I hope so, because
Okay.
my husband have a stroke as well, and I read about it, and I was so sad.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Okay, God bless you, Nora. We have a caller from Aruka. Welcome, Aruka. Good afternoon.
Hi, Eva. Good afternoon.
I know that voice.
Good afternoon to you guys, too.
Yes.
Good. I just calling to congratulate you on the work that you've been doing through the years.
Thank you so much.
I can surely attest to the vast number of individuals who've been touched and assisted by your writings and your orations. I want to encourage you on this new venture and wish you God's blessings. To Carlette, who, by the way, is my favorite morning prime lady.
Wow.
Be encouraged, love.
The first guest, yes.
I feel that, I feel her, and there is something very special about Carlette.
I hope she's hearing that, yes.
So, Eva, God's blessings, I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for calling, and happy Mother's Day. I know who that is, you know.
Okay.
Yes. So, Apostle, you've written your eulogy, and we started to talk about that.
Yes. So I want people to have to make up what they have to say about me.
I know.
So I wrote what I want to accomplish. I live it out so that when they read it,
It's
it
the
will
truth.
be the truth.
Yes.
And the first thing is to be the best mother that I can be. Because my first ministry is not to the outside world. It's to my family, my children, my husband, and those in my inner circle.
Yes.
So my eulogy must reflect that.
Yes, because you can't be one thing outside and another thing at the home.
That's right.
I remember sharing a little story about this woman who was there for everybody else. And she was given these awards. And the family is there. They're sitting up front and they're hearing all this, you know, all these accolades being poured out on this person. And they're looking at one another. It's like,
who is that?
Who is that? And we don't want that to be
But
said
that
of
must
us.
never be like that, you know? Our
Yes.
children must be our first fan club.
Wonderful. And welcome to our caller from Arima.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss Susan.
Good afternoon.
God bless you, my dear.
Thank you.
I am so happy just to see you on television. I've been reading your columns for years. And I have one right here on Wednesday, the 13th of February, 2002.
Wow. Yes?
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
Yes, I was just looking through, and I just want to tell you how happy I am to see you and to wish you all God's blessings.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
And a happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Day
Day
to you.
Happy Mother's
My
Day
name
to
is
you.
Marion.
Marion?
Yes.
Thank you so much for calling. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Okay.
And to all the
Marion.
mothers who continue to read the column. The column is 15 years old now.
Yes, I read your
15
column every
years.
day. I buy the Express to read your columns, darling. Bye-bye and God bless.
Bye-bye. Thank you for calling. Do we have another caller? Okay. So is there anything else that you want to share?
Yes, I want to ask the mothers to stop worrying so much.
Yes.
Pray a little more.
Okay.
And believe in their children.
Yes.
Some more. Worrying is deadly.
Say that again.
Worrying is deadly.
Because
and
it's
it does not
it's
change
movement going
anything.
nowhere.
It's movement going nowhere.
Yes.
So please, mothers, we know it's not easy, but it's possible. And once God entrusted a child to you, it means you have everything that you need to make the journey a success.
Words of
Don't
wisdom.
worry about these pitfalls. We all have them.
Yes.
But we all come out of them. Stop worrying. Start believing.
I've been guilty,
Continue
you know.
trusting.
I've been guilty. But I've given away
you're
my...
learning, right?
Yes, I've given away my worrying papers.
And every recipe that you have for it, please destroy it. Don't give it away.
Okay.
Please destroy it.
All right.
Because if it's not good for you, we don't want it for
We don't
anybody
want
else.
it. But there's one thing, if we have the time, I want you to touch on. Because one of the things that I worried a lot about was finances. And I know there are a lot of women who do that because they talk to me.
Right?
Talk to them.
Take a little and make much.
Take a little and make much.
Money doesn't multiply unless you sow it. All right?
Yes.
$20
I know
can
about
go
sewing.
a long way.
I know about
if you
sewing.
will manage it well.
Yes.
So if the child can get KFC, explain to the child what is necessary. I want to encourage mothers also, let your children into your finances.
It's
a lot
a good
of mothers
way to
are
start.
stressed
We were
because
not taught.
their children demand things that they cannot
That's
afford.
right, but we were not taught how to handle finances.
But you need to do some programs on it.
Exactly. I'm having Median come back, and next week I have a gentleman coming on for the first time.
Things,
I'm definitely going to be doing programs on that.
Yes, let's teach the mothers how to take the little that they have and do much with it. There's a spirit of contentment. We must let our children know, knowing that, and no is not a bad word to say. I can't afford it now, so I don't have to go in debt to get it for you.
Yes.
But manage the little that you have. Manage it. With management, it will go a long way.
Long way.
$20 is what my mother worked for, you know.
Can we even imagine that?
And she saved enough to send us to university. $20.
That was what, a week or a month?
A week.
A week.
$20. We did offering, tithes, and she saved, and we were all well fed. I'm the last of 6. So a little with wisdom goes a long way. And people don't like to hear it, but if you go to the Bible, Proverbs, the book of wisdom, tells you what to do with your little bit of money. It works.
It works.
It works.
It works.
So don't worry. Ask God for wisdom. He will give it to you liberally. Get your children involved. Let it be a family discussion, and your finances will not be the stressful point that it is right now.
Okay, it's my time to sow something here. I have this voucher here that I want to give you.
Oh my goodness.
It is from those very wonderful people at Furniture House. And it's a young couple.
Oh, bless them.
I am so happy. When I met them, I blessed them and I blessed them and I blessed them. I said, we need. I'm going to have them when they make up their mind to come on the show to let people know that it's possible to be successful in business at their age.
That's right.
And they have given me this voucher to give to somebody that I want to give it to right now. It is valued. It's a $1,600 voucher for a bike, an exercise bike.
Oh my goodness.
And this is my gift to you from them.
Thank you so very much.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Thank you
and
so
to
much.
Every mother who is listening, please.
Love you.
I receive it.
Thank you.
With thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yes.
But to every mother who is listening, it's not over until God says.
I know that's right.
Keep looking up.
I know. A lot of people thought it was over for me.
Keep looking up. Please keep looking up.
Yes.
Tomorrow is a better day.
Mm-hmm.
The sun will shine tomorrow. You're going to sing again. You're going to dance again.
Oh, yes.
You
remember
will
me and the
rejoice
dancing.
again.
Yes.
You will do it.
Oh.
And you're a living example, AP. You're a living example that with God, all things are possible. So I bless you. I bless this set. I bless everyone who works with you. And I know the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
And not just for you, but for every mother who is tuned in today. It's not over. Once you're breathing oxygen, God is going to do it for you.
Thank you so much again for coming. We're getting ready to wrap up.
Yes.
And again, to all the mothers in this house here at TV4, happy Mother's Day to all of you. Happy Mother's Day to all the viewers, all who called in. Happy Mother's Day to all my guests from this entire week. And I wrap up with my usual words of encouragement. We can walk on water. We can all walk on water. But remember, weak faith panics. Growing faith prays. And seasoned faith walks on water in the midst of the storms.
Yes.
I love you all. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Happy Mother's Day again. Until next time, next Monday.